Short video, short introduction. Good morning. I hope you guys are all doing well. Um, I did see Hannah. Welcome, Hannah. Good to have you here. I have a very short moment to address. It's sort of a continuation of my live that I did, last night. So if you haven't watched that, I hope you will go over and, you know, watch. We had actually a really good time. First part of the video is, just me putting out a one of my red flags. The title of the video is "A Tale of Two Sweatshirts." It is talking about the uh, the information that the public was given by friends of Kylie on what she was wearing, and now 10 days later, the police have come forward with verified information that really matters. And that verified information, is the girl, the friends of Kylie. It doesn't look like they were being honest about what she was wearing. And I'm not in my video. I don't take a position on why they might do that, or if it was even uh, on purpose. But just go back and watch the video from last night. It's called "The Tale of Two Sweatshirts." We have about an hour that I'm directly just addressing the information, and then we finish up the video chatting. And Frilly came up on panel, and we had just kind of chatty, fun. So if you haven't seen it, I hope you will click over and watch it. Now then, as you guys know, I adore Tyler Feller. I've been watching his uh, channel, I guess, since he came on the scene. I've been a bit quiet and low key. I don't often chat when I'm in other channels, um, just because I'm there to listen to and hear what the other creator is saying. So I don't often do that, but I do. Tyler is one of my favorites, and so I really enjoy him and his content. I think he's doing a great job with his channel. So I want to address something that came up on his channel. Apparently last night, I heard it this morning when I woke up, and I went over there to play that while I was getting ready for work, and I was like, oh, I've got to add that because that is perfect for the video that I did last night. So I hope you'll watch it. Let me get hooked up with his channel. Hold on just a second. I hope you guys are all ready for the greatest Tuesday you've ever had. Maybe. Is that? Yep. No. Yes, it is. Okay. Sure. Okay. All right. So you see Tyler. Hello, Tyler. Okay. Um, so I'm mostly doing this because I heard it this morning, and I'm getting ready to go to work, so I don't have time to find this original post. It- do we know? Can y'all tell by looking at that if that's an Instagram post or if that's a TikTok? Do y'all know? Hey, Gales, sassy investigator, welcome. Hi, Hannah. Hi, Antimony. Welcome. It's good to have you. Um, no, I've been asleep, sassy. I just woke up. I'm getting ready to go to work. Hey, Happy. How are you? Welcome from the UK. Black Rose. Wait, I woke you up? I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm going to work. So, but I had a little something that I wanted to add. That I was when I got up, started getting ready. I was going to play Tyler Feller's video from last night, and so it might be a be real photo. No, I don't think so. That doesn't look like the same form of of the other Be Real photos that I've seen. Maybe no, I don't. I think that's Instagram. Let me let me peek at something just a second. You guys greet each other. Say good morning to everybody, and let me get a. Let me see what I see. Yeah, no, that is not. That's what I thought. That is not Be Real. I'm thinking that it looks more like an Instagram, maybe. But even that doesn't look right. I wish somebody could tell me what service. I don't know. It just, unless is that a different template? Maybe it's a maybe that's some kind of they've got different templates for your Instagram. I don't know. I don't know what that I don't know. So maybe somebody can come along and tell us is this a Facebook post? I don't use Facebook. Um I don't know. I wish we knew. All right. Let's see if anybody. Oh, good morning from Toronto, Canada. I'll do some looking. Thank you. Maybe Facebook, Jetta. Yeah, maybe. And welcome. I didn't know you were from Texas. I too am in Texas, Jetta. So welcome. Hey y'all. Okay. Um, oh gosh, Black Rose. I'm starting my day. You need to get in bed and go to sleep. Woo. Okay. Um, So if you go and listen to the video that I did last night, my live, the name of the video is A Tale of Two Sweatshirts. In that video, I talk about an eyewitness um, who saw a mass exodus of cars leaving the party area at around 12:30. Now, we that enjoy the true crime genre, we've all pretty well figured out there really are very little coincidences when it comes to a missing person or murder, right? You, you can't hear anything. Well, Antimony can hear because she's going to help me look. So I don't know, Hannah. Okay. So, when I got up this morning, I was going to listen to Tyler as I was, getting ready to go to work. Um, he had this conversation, and this was really directly. It had direct relevance to my video that I did last night, and so I stopped to really pay attention and watch and see what he was, doing. And he posted this photograph. Now, we've all seen this photograph. This is not new. We've seen it. There are three people in this photograph that, in my opinion, are sketchy. Three. Now, the main one that people are focusing on is the guy that's obviously quite tall, who's got the little beanie on his head. But there's two other guys beside him that are a bit sketchy in the background of the photo. Sammy uh, says in one of her interviews, she makes a concerted effort to say this is the tree where they hung lights, yada yada yada. So again, here's a photograph with the, and it could be from a video for sure, but there's a tree with the lights that she pointed out. Okay. So what's interesting and what Tyler pointed out is that this photograph was posted at 4:26 a.m. and he and Kim were making they were making the observation, or they were having the conversation, that the eyewitness, who was an adult in a campground, that eyewitness observed I think she called it a trail of cars leaving. That there were she said there were a ton of cars that all left at the same time. It was like a train leaving the campground at around 12:30. Well, so I don't know about you guys. So when I was a young person and we were out in the woods partying, or at a house party or whatever, and everybody left all at one time, it was generally because there was trouble afoot, right? It didn't make sense that you would be going to, especially a senior party. Come on, those senior parties lasted until 6, 7, 8 a.m. when you'd all go get breakfast, right? I mean, you stayed up all night long. Um, so so when I heard the information about they're all, everybody's leaving in a trail of cars, and this came from a highly credible source, um, I said, well, that right there is really interesting. That I can think of a lot of well, maybe not a lot, maybe 6 parties over, my high school, college life, that everybody bailed. Something went on, somebody broke something, or there was a fight, or the police were called, something would happen, and you didn't want to be involved in it, and everybody would run and go get in their cars and leave. And then you go to somebody's house, or you find another place, in the woods. We had, so when I heard that there was this mass exodus of cars, at the same time, Sammy says that Kiely called her and said, "Hey, did you find a ride?" And then you've got a final ping at 12:33 down by the lake. Um, why so much activity at that moment, that one moment in time? What was it about that one moment that was so significant that not only did we have Sammy and the police with the actual official pings of the phone, now we've got a lady, a mom kind of lady, like me or you, saying, "Oh yeah, I was totally awake. I saw there are a ton of those kids left all at the same time. It was like a train of cars, headlights leaving the campground. What happened to make them scatter?" And that is the conversation, that Tyler and Kim are having. And they were like, no, 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 it didn't happen, because see, the party's still going on at 4:30 a.m. We know that's a party picture because Sammy said they hung lights on the tree, right? So I'm gonna, I it's rare that I would take issue, with anything Tyler said, but I'm gonna disagree just a little bit. And this is the reason that I'm saying, what platform is this that this was posted on? And the reason that I'm going to say it is this: I've got a you know a teenage in the age range of teens, daughter, who would go and do things with her friends, whether they went to the beach or went to a party or whatever, they did, camping or whatever. And even though they might take photographs or things in the night while it's going on, very often her photographs did not get posted to whatever media she was using. Very often she didn't upload anything until well, sometimes when she got home, if she was laying in bed waiting to go to sleep, she might post some stuff. And if you didn't know any better, even though she got home at, let's say, midnight, 11:30, midnight, something like that, her photograph or videos might not post until 2 or 3 a.m. Or if she immediately went to sleep and then woke up at around 7 or 8 o'clock, they may be posted at 7, 8 a.m. Right? So I'm not really inclined to believe that. I could be completely wrong. This could be a platform like Instagram, where when you upload it immediate, you don't take a picture that's stored in the phone, that it's a picture that immediately is sent to the internet, like Snapchat, right? Um, so I'm just saying, just because this says that it was posted at 4:26 a.m., that doesn't mean that that's when it was actually taken. And if they're in the middle, if they're out in the woods and they don't have very good cell phone signal, then wouldn't that even increase the likelihood even more that they would have taken regular photographs or a video on their cameras, I mean on their phones, and then uploaded to the platform that they wanted to upload to. So what do you guys think about that idea? Do you think do, do you think that do you think it's only possible that it was uploaded at 4:20, that it was taken at the same time it was uploaded? Or are there possibilities that would say, no, 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 maybe this was a regular photograph in the phone? I mean, kids want to remember those senior moments, right? So why not just take some pictures that are going to stay in your phone that you can upload in your computer or whatever? So I'm just a bit, I still think it's too, it's, there are no coincidences. And good morning, Maine girl. Welcome. Good to have you. There are no coincidences. And when you have a mom type telling you that there was a mass exodus of cars leaving the party at 12:30, you probably want to pay attention to that. And when you compare that to the timeline that's been given by the data from the phone, the pings, and then the girls' reports, there was an awful lot happening at 12:30 ish. We don't have anything that was happening from, let's say, from 6 p.m., or let's say 7 p.m. up to 11:30. We don't have any information about that. Think about this. We're given this vague Mags and Kylie show up at the party together. Mags, in 10 minutes time, 10 minutes, she determines that the party is a dangerous situation, that there's older guys that nobody knows, and they've brought any manner of drugs that nobody's ever encountered before. And she decides this is a scene that she doesn't want to be a part of. That 5 guys have approached her and challenged her to take multiple rips off a bong. And so she leaves. In 10 minutes, she makes this determination. And Kylie and Sammy stay. And then Sammy's exact words are, for the rest of the evening, I'm seen with Kylie multiple places around the party. Those are her words. I'm seen with her. We are seen together. I'm bothered by that language. It's so clumsy. Yeah, hit, right, salad. No, apparently it's a rip. It's a rip. I don't know. I never thought of marijuana as violent, but it's a rip. So, so, so you get in 10 minutes time, best friend Mags makes a determination. This is a party that is way bigger and out of control than she is. She splits. Leaves 16-year-old Kiely with sophisticated Sammy. They are seen together multiple places throughout the party. And they're drinking from the same drink. I don't know. They're exchanging drinks. I don't know why she talks like this. It's just who she is. So they're exchanging drinks. I don't know why that's important, but she says it. And the only time that we get really accurate information is suddenly at the car, charging the phones. She makes a message to the parent at 11:30. How did Sammy know that? How did Sammy know that Kiely was contacting her mother? Why are girls at a senior party who apparently are all drunked up on any manner of alcohol or drugs? Why do they have to keep going back to the car to charge their phones? Why are there multiple trips to the car to charge their phone? And why is it that Sammy is aware of the exact time that Kiely messages her mother? She's drunk. She admits that she's drunk, and yet she's telling everybody exactly what was happening at each tree. So we've got 11:30 messaging mom that Sammy knows, and then 12:33 is the ping, and then 12:36 supposedly Kiely calls Sammy and says, do you still need to ride home? Sammy's like, nope, I'm already rolling down the road. You know what that tells me? Sammy was in that group of cars that was exiting, that there was an eyewitness to. So it's odd. I'm telling y'all, there's something very strange about this. For those of us that are country people, right? We're kids that grew up in a rural life. Okay. Do you think the parties that you guys went to out in the pastures or out in the clearing in the woods, do you think that everybody drove up at the same time? I mean, that's the kind of thing you see on these, uh, like country music, videos. But that is not how it went. It started with a few people out at the clearing, and then through the evening, people in town would either find out that everybody was out at the what we call the experimental station, that everybody was out at the experimental station, or you'd just drive out there to look to see who was hanging out there. And so the effect is that you had cars coming and going all night, right? It was just a one car pull up, two cars leave, two cars pull up, one car would leave. It was just sort of this in and out, just coming and going, not parading in from some central location, that you all meet. Oh, we'll meet in town and then we'll all drive out there to the campground together, and we'll have make a train of cars entering the campground at 9:30, which is what the mom type saw. 9:30, there was a whole bunch of cars that all came in together. And then we had Mags and Kiely show up together at the party at the same time. Kiely stays. She's 16 years old. She's probably very realistically the youngest person at the party. And so she stays with all these much older people now. But her best friend Mag says, no, this is too intense for me. Color me gone. She leaves. Why? Was there something that Mags didn't want to be a part of? So she leaves, she's gone, she heads out. We get this vague description from whether it was 9:30 or 10:30 when she arrived up to 11:30. That's not that long, people. If Sammy is telling the truth that Mags and Kylie showed up at around 10:30, if that's true, they were only there an hour before they're back at Kylie's car trying to charge your phones, right? So how did she get so fallen down drunk in that short period of time, and then in another hour, supposedly they're all leaving now? Now there was a party out there. We have this posting. We also have a little video, little snippet of a video that's been released, um, where there was a fight between a girl and a guy. There was a fight between a girl and a guy. And Sammy says, "Oh, yeah, no, nothing strange about that. Goodness, no. That was normal. That's just what we do. We have boxing gloves, and then we have like little competitions, and then we like to argue about who wins, but not that night. Not that night. We know who won that night. Yes, we do. We surely do. Well, how do we know? Why is there no arguing about who won that night, Sammy? Who was the girl that was fighting? Who was the girl that fight? You want us to believe, Sammy, that a girl and a guy put on boxing gloves and were hitting each other? Is that what you're asking us to believe? And it was all done in good fun. Is that right? That's I'm not willing to call anybody a liar, but I'm going to tell you this: not in this world nor the next am I going to believe that an 18-year-old girl and an 18, 19, 20-year-old boy are going to put on boxing gloves and hit each other at a party. If you're in a boxing gym, if you've got girls that are training to do the boxing, they're lifting weights, okay, maybe. But you're not going to have like a girl who's training boxing to be sparring against a male heavyweight, right? That's just not realistic. That you got a bunch of kids out there who are just normal, regular, all-American, red-blooded kids, and they think it's going to be a good idea when everybody's drunk and on drugs to put on boxing gloves, a girl and a guy, and beat each other up. That isn't going to happen. You may get two kids that are sort of goofy or whatever, and they say, "Oh, let's do this. This is a good idea. Let's box a guy and a girl." But hell, the people standing around, not all of them are goofy, and some of them are going to go, "Hold on a damn minute. No, no, no. No, John. David, get the damn gloves off. You're not going to try to hit a female who's just a regular female without, being in training for boxing. This is dumb. You want to put on boxing gloves and spar with another guy? Fine. The girl, if she wants to put on boxing gloves and spar with another girl, fine. But to have a guy and a girl, absolutely, that is not what happened. No, Sammy, that didn't happen, Sammy. And there are people that absolutely said there was a fight between a girl and a guy, and there is video, which tells me that wasn't in good fun. Somebody got video of an event. And at 12:30, those kids scattered for some reason. Usually, my experience, you scatter when you think the cops would be coming for some reason. Did Sammy get her drunk, then fight her, smacked Kiely in the mouth and knocked her out, knocked some teeth out, and people freaked out? Well, I don't know about the whole teeth and all that, but I will tell you that my own daughter was playing soccer, and another young lady kicked the soccer ball, and it hit her perfectly on the side of the head, like in the temple area, and it was lights out. Like it, she dropped. Boom. Um, there was a young man that I knew of way back in my history who we were at the baseball park. I mean, this was an organized baseball game, and the young man was running from first base to second base, and the shortstop came in to cover the bag as the second baseman was getting the ball, and he was running to try to tag the runner, and they had a near collision, and so he jumped. The second baseman jumped, trying to jump over the runner who was sliding in, and his knee hit the runner's head, and the young man was dead before he stopped moving. And his knee hit the young man on the side of the head. So a well-placed blow to the side of your head, it can do a lot of things. It can immediately knock you out, losing consciousness, like turning off a light switch. It can even kill you. So a friend of mine got hit in the eye socket with a baseball at a baseball game. They do happen, honey Kay, and they're kind of freakish, right? I mean, it's not a common occurrence, but don't say that it doesn't happen. I saw a guy one day when I was young. I rode horses and I went to play days and the junior rodeos and stuff. I saw a guy one day, one evening. Um, his horse was pretty. The horse was aggressive and wild, and probably because it was being abused. If we're going to be honest about the whole thing, um, and the guy hauled a 1,200-pound horse with a skull, that you cannot crush. You could run over it with an 18-wheeler, it wouldn't crush. And this guy literally punched the horse in the head, and the horse fell to the ground. So, okay, Focus says partying going on till 2, 3 in the morning. Yes, the only prowling in anything would be Sammy picking on Kiely, and it went wrong. Well, it's I was not initially worried about Sammy. In fact, I felt like I kept rewatching the first videos. There were so many people that were speaking out against her, and I kept watching. I was thinking, what is it about her that people are responding to in such a negative way? And I'll tell you what it reminded me of. It reminded me of the reaction to Chris Watts on the front porch when he did his sermon on the porch. Um, a lot of people instantly, even Tammy, the investigator, the detective, that she said that watching him do that TV interview, that she turned to her friend, her police friends, and said this could turn out bad. There were a lot of people that watched Chris Watts and in just immediately had this visceral reaction of, oh, what's this is weird, this is uncomfortable. And apparently people had that same reaction to Sammy. I didn't. In fact, I have a video up saying, be careful, because memory is fallible. And just because she may be changing, maybe some of parts of her story are inconsistent, that is not an indication of lying. And so I was really standing up for her. And then here's what happened. The white and pink sweatshirt. That's what happened. We've we have had this narrative pushed by Sammy. She was the only one to have seen Kiely. She knew exactly what Kiely was wearing because they were together the whole night. She saw her. She saw her, going to the bathroom. She knows what she was wearing. She knows what time she contacted her mother. She was going to get a ride home with Kiely, but she was the only one that had the good sense to say, "No, I'm not driving with a drunk driver." But you leave a 16-year-old to fend for herself when your other friend has decided that the party is so dangerous because of the older guys that no one knows that are pushing drugs, and you decide leaving your 16-year-old friend, it's perfectly okay to leave her there to camp because she's too drunk to go 11 miles down the highway? I don't know about your friends. My friends would have either loaded me up in the car and taken me home, or at best, they would have called my parents. Odd Future. Yes. Tyler, the Creator, rap artist who talks about drugs and, you know, bitches. Excuse my language, but I don't want to say ladies because he doesn't call them ladies in his. You know how I read the not Alana Morissette, Lana Del Rey. You know how I read her poem? I was going to do the same thing with the Odd Future thing. I can't because it's obscene. I'm having trouble with the word bong rips and bitches. So no, there's no way that I could even begin to say the lyrics to his rap song, and you wouldn't know what it means anyway. It's nonsense. The words are nonsense. They're foolish. They're just shocking and violent and aggressive and drug culture. That's all. It's just dumb. So I don't know. I don't know. When you have a police, first of all, you've got this young lady telling the kids not to talk to the police, to come to her. She'll take you to the van. You can tell her whatever you want in the van, and then she'll go and tell the police. That really? Jagger had the very, very, very similar type of post on one of his social media, and people were like, "What? You're saying that the FBI has asked you to sort through the evidence from other people so that you, a kid, can make a decision on credible information, and any credible information you get, you're going to forward to the FBI and the police, but you'll just throw out the non-credible information." Jagger, if I were one of these detectives, you would still be at the police station answering questions for that post alone. And then Sammy saying essentially the same thing, not quite as blatant as what Jagger did, but the same idea. I mean, at one point, the young lady says, "Parents, just drop your teen off and then just go. Don't look back. Just drive away. Just keep going. Just leave the kids. I'm going to talk to them. I'm the one that's supposed to talk to them. I'm the one, me." And so you're thinking, oh, well, it's a weird situation. Maybe the cops want her to do that. Maybe that's how they're going to get around the kids being afraid they're going to get in trouble. Maybe that's the deal. Right up until you get the sheriff who comes out on Twitter and says, "No, we don't want you giving things to other kids to decide if it's credible. We want you to report only to us. And you can report to us in the normal fashion, or we have set up an anonymous tip line that you can use so that you don't feel frightened." No, we did not tell Jagger to decide information that was credible or not. We did not put Sammy Smith in charge. No, no, no. In fact, the sheriff's office said social media can be deceiving. Yeah, you're not kidding. And my next question is, what a strange way to answer that question. Social media can be deceiving. Was that another way of saying some of the kids in this story may be lying? So I'm being a little okay, I'm being a bit skeptical about this whole, the photograph was posted at 4:26 a.m. Um, there's a couple of explanations. It could have been a video, a photograph taken earlier in the evening. Sammy says that she left the party at 12:30. She says she left the party at 12:30. She hadn't told us who she's with. She hasn't told us who she left with, but that she got a ride and she was well on her way home at 12:30, nowhere near the place at 4 o'clock in the morning. But her description of what she saw the 2 hours that she was supposedly there matches this picture. There were pockets of kids. They weren't all in one big mosh pit, right? They were congregating in various little areas throughout this, from the lake up to the campground. So you don't know. Maybe in one of these congregations, something bad happened. Maybe there was a fight. Maybe there was a fight and there was a 16-year-old girl that got targeted in the fight and she didn't make it out very well. And people scattered. That wouldn't, if you were up in the woods and the fight happened up in the pines, but you were down by the lake, you wouldn't know why all those cars were leaving. You wouldn't know why all those kids got in their cars and left at 12:30. So going by what I know, is that I'm aware of in my real everyday life. I know very well that there were a lot of photographs and videos that would be taken at during football games or at a after party, um, that would not get uploaded until after the girls had come home. And when the girls came home, they'd be talking. If there were people spending the night, they'd be talking, they'd be uploading videos. I'd see them, the next day or whatnot. Or some of those photographs and videos would get posted at like 8, 9, 10 a.m. when they would wake up in the morning. Right? We now know that this borrowed sweatshirt from Lana Del Rey about hitting the open highway, giving the distinct flavor that Kiely could have put together a plan to run away. That was sort of the messaging. We now know that the cops don't agree with that. And the reason we know that the cops don't agree with it is because the cops have come out and said, we have seen a video. We have a video of Kiely at the party in a white and pink Odd Future sweatshirt. We have the video. We've seen it. She is wearing a white and pink Odd Future shirt. She stands out in the crowd because of the sweatshirt, as opposed to being in a black shirt that would make it really super duper hard to see if you were out there in the dark. So as far as I'm concerned, I it's my opinion that Sammy has some explaining to do. It's I'm not calling her. I'm not saying that she hurt this young lady. I'm not even close to that. But I am saying the gig is up. The reason that you've got an entire nation, some might even say world population, that is covering this case, watching this case, and everybody is uncomfortable with one person. Do you think that's a coincidence? It's really very strange. Very strange. Okay. It would make her a target, perhaps, maybe, or maybe it was, agreed to wear clothes that stood out so they could find each other. I think it's awesome that Ryan Upchurch has been involved in Kiely's case. As a famous person, he has a large reach. He's a funny guy. Another weird statement. Sammy's saying she and Kiely drunk out of the same cup. Yeah, Lolo. I went back and listened to that. She's giving the impression that they're exchanging drinks all night. Exchanging drinks all night. Really? In Oregon? Or, well, it's not Oregon, but Northern California, where everybody is still terrified and freaking out about COVID. The whole world is freaking out about COVID. California is really, nervous about the whole thing. And y'all after 3 years of lockdown, 3 years of having a mask on our faces, 3 years of being told social distancing, wash your hands, yada yada, and you're just haphazardly passing glasses back and forth to each other. It's now that one just seems out of character for the times, but it could happen. I mean, that's not such a blatant problem as the two sweatshirts. The two sweatshirts matter, y'all. And the reason that they matter is because they do really reveal we've been told things that aren't true. The police have been given a storyline that isn't true. Or at least the clothing she was last wearing. Can you imagine? Let me say this again in a different way, okay? The girl has gone missing. Sammy, on her own, has basically said, me, look at me, talk to me. I'm the only one that knows about what happened to Kiely. Me. I was the one consistently with Kiely. Me. Well, that gives her an opportunity to try to direct a narrative. And she's telling the cops, oh, yeah, she had a black tank top on. Well, lots of her photographs, she's wearing black tank tops. She obviously loved the color black. Black tank top, green dicky pants. And then 3 days later, the cops come up with a security camera, and she's wearing, dark pants and a black bodysuit and this heavy duty belt. And Sammy says, oh yeah, that's what I said. But in this picture, she's got dark pants, but she was wearing green dickies. Yeah, she was. That's just what I told the cops. I told them she was wearing a black shirt and green dickies. Yep. And the belt, the same belt. I know it's the same belt because we went to the bathroom together Oh, well, wait a minute. There's no bathrooms out there. Okay. Well, what I mean is when I say we went to the bathroom together, I mean we popped a squat together. You go out in the woods and squat to go to the bathroom. And I saw it. That's how I know I saw it. Really? Because what I remember of going out in the woods to go to the bathroom, it was pretty damn dark. In fact, you would kind of be laughing trying to keep up where your friends were by listening to their voices. So, are you telling me that you had your cell phone and you had your flashlight on and you were shining it on your friend as she's getting naked to go to the bathroom? No, that didn't happen. So, right from the very beginning, from that interview with Dreamcatcher, it seems a little uncomfortable. The way she's responding to that security camera photograph. But I said in defense of her, I did. I said, no, it's fine. It's okay if she thinks it was green dicky pants or if it was dark pants, blah, blah, blah. A bodysuit, a black bodysuit compared to a black tank top. It is different, but not so much that it means anything. It's very similar, right? And then we get the magical, oh, there was a black sweatshirt she's wearing. Well, that matches even more with what Sammy said. She's wearing a black shirt and green dicky pants. Like she's trying to obfuscate that maybe she wasn't exactly right in her initial descriptions to the cops, right? And then the cops go, punked. We got a video. Here's what she was really wearing. Now, the reason that this is super important is because you've got a young lady saying, I was there with her. Let me tell you everything I know. You're not going to tell them that she's wearing a white sweatshirt where everybody could have seen her? Now do you see what my point? It's just crazy. It's just crazy that she didn't tell the cops what the girl was wearing. And I'll tell you what makes it even worse. That website, findkylie.com, that was put up by Sammy and her friends. Now, here's the last thing. Here's the last thing. I don't remember who said it. Maybe it was Zab Girl. I think it was Zab Girl. When the picture came out of the Odd Future sweatshirt that the cop said point blank, she was wearing this at the party. This is what she wore at the party. Not a black sweatshirt, not a black tank top, although she could probably have the black tank top on underneath the white sweatshirt. The cop said in the video, she's got the white sweatshirt on. When that day happened, that was also the same day that the creator had contacted Sammy, and Sammy's response was, I'm sorry, I'm not doing any more interviews. What? You have been everywhere. You have been everywhere. You have said you will not leave until your friend is found. You have said that over. You inserted yourself right dab in the middle of a police investigation. You lied about what the police said. Well, no, it wasn't you. Jagger said the FBI wanted him to go through the photographs and the pictures, determine what was relevant, and then send it through. Jagger said that. Sammy said, I know you're scared to talk to the police, so you have to come talk to me. I'm the person you're supposed to talk to, and I'll take your information to the cops. Man, this thing stinks to high heaven. Anybody at this point that's still making excuses is not paying attention. They're not thinking this through, what these inconsistencies at this point truly mean. And the cops have let out just enough information to let them know that they know who's lying. And suddenly, when we get a white sweatshirt, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not going to be doing any more interviews. Coincidence? Coincidental? Or was there a video that got to the cops without the stamp of approval from Jagger and Sammy? Exactly, Sally. The cops did get one video, right? But how many of those kids went to Sammy or Jagger and said, look, I got videos of her right here. Look, in fact, she's right there with you. And that information never got to the cops. It's a super uncomfortable, sad state of affairs. But how many times have we had this conversation in the true crime community? How many times have we had the conversation that it wasn't really the crime that was so bad? It wasn't really the crime that landed you in jail for the rest of your life. It was the cover up. How many times have we said that? The cover up will get you every time. Bad things happen. The cops know that better than you and I. Their jobs are nothing but dealing with bad stuff. They get it. Things happen. Accidents happen. Tempers flare. Human beings are fallible, right? But a cover up? A cover up is a concerted effort. It takes active coordination, thought, and execution to lie. It's the perpetration of a lie. And that does not happen every day. Bad things happen, and people pick up the phone and say, we need help. Bad things happen, and kids call their mom and dad and say, I'm at a party, you need to get here, we got a problem. That happens every day. But what doesn't happen is a cover up. I saw a movie, can't think of the name of it. A girl dies at a party, and the boy that's involved, he calls his parents, and he says, we need help over here, and they rush over, right? Rich, affluent kids, right? The dad rushes over, and he sees everything like it is, and dad gets into gear, and the cleanup begins. And the dad of the child is the orchestrator of the cleanup and the story and the cover up. The kid that was involved in this terrible accident that resulted in the death of a girl, the kid is throughout the movie is decompensating. There's grief, there's sadness, there's feelings of anger that they were hot. He should never have called his dad. I should have just gone to the cops. Our lies have hurt more people. We're destroying more relationships with all of our lies. The dad wasn't a bad guy. He just loved this kid. He just wanted to protect his child. Those of us that we like these true crime stories, and we follow these trials, and we know it's not the crime. 9 times out of 10, it's not the crime that gets people. It's the cover up. What about Chandler Halderson? Sure, it's a nightmare that he murdered his parents. It's horrible. It was selfish. It was the epitome of narcissism. It was disgusting. But the cover up that he engaged in, that propelled old Chandler to the Hall of Fame of murder. It was fairly run of the mill normal. Oh yeah, I shot my parents because I was about to be unveiled to be a lowlife, a liar, a cheater, a scammer. But when you cut your family up and try to burn them in the family fireplace, you have been propelled to a whole new level of creepazoid. You agree? Joran Vandersloot. Oh my God, Lolo. Oh my God. You and I completely agree on that. It killed his father before it was all said and done. I think you're exactly right. I think with Joran Vandersloot, that is exactly what happened. I think that they gave her a drug. She overdosed and died. He panicked. He got his dad out of bed in the middle of the night and said, "What do we do, Dad? We need help." And Dad was pissed off. He said, "Get your ass in your room and don't move." And Dad, along with his high powered friends, they are the ones that got rid of her. That's what, yep, I believe that 100%. Oh, me too, Callie. The level of depravity in such a young person is terrifying. I find it odd that you're going to a party where substances and alcohol is more than likely going to be. Oops, sorry, it moved. Drugs and alcohol is more than likely going to be done and are getting. Oh, that's a really great idea. Yeah, Menviel, I find it odd. You're going to a party where substances, alcohol is more than likely going to be done, and then you've got plans to get up the next morning to go hiking. Yeah. Hey, hybrid. Who's smug? Urine? Yeah, urine had conduct disorder, and that grows into antisocial personality. Sally says, "My parents would have never let me drive to a party knowing alcohol was there. I feel there was more violence than a fist fight." Oh, I feel there was more violence than a fight club. Yeah, TCE. I didn't like the way she stumbled over that comment about fighting. It didn't feel right. Okay. Yes, Anne Lane. Okay. So, and Urine did it again. Yeah, this the second time he did it, it was a Peruvian government official's daughter. Yeah, he really miscalculated that. How many times? No, actually, and Kylie's mom said there was a episode that happened that Kylie was open with her mom, said that she couldn't drive her sister somewhere because she had had a drink. So it from what people that knew her, what they thought was that she wouldn't have been the kind to drink and drive. I have a feeling that that's already come and gone, Kathy. I think when the information came out on the white sweatshirt, and then the very next thing we know is, I'm sorry, I'm not giving any more interviews. That's pretty telling to me. Hey, Bebop. Didn't this whole Lord of the Flies comment, wasn't that really true crime rocket science? I don't think the kid said that. If I'm wrong about that, I apologize. I think that was his. I think that was his characterization. Sammy and Kylie were supposed to meet up the next morning, go hiking at 9 a.m. Sammy stated in one of her interviews, "Who wants to go partying and then get up and hike early the next morning?" It's strange. Yeah, exactly. And why are you going to leave your friend, the person that's going to be hiking with you, who's so drunk? Why will you leave her at the party? Oh, I'm pretty sure she was just going to sleep out there. That's such bull. It's just not accurate. TCE says, when I was young, I went to a party where they violently chased a guy into the woods. He did not know he was going to be the target. It was scary. I called my mom to get me. Wow, that is fair. There's some crazy stories out there of friends setting up another friend. So the white sweatshirt, you could see more because of the black lights. Yeah, I mean, look at the lights that are up. You can see the one blonde girl that's got the white shirt on and pants. No, she would have been easily seen with that white shirt on, with the big graphics. They go all the way across the front. She would have been easily discernible. I really doubt the size of party Sammy's trying to portray. I live in the same area, and nobody from San Francisco is driving 4 hours to go to a party in the woods. Why the hell would you go to a party in the woods when you're in San Francisco? It's just goofy. No, they're running a narrative, y'all. I believe that more than ever now. I'm convinced. They've been telling us what they want us to think happened. And what about the glow sticks? Thank you. All right. And she's 16 years old. She hasn't had time to become an alcoholic. All right. I got to get I got to go to work, people. Wow, this case is another. I see it. I see it barreling down the train tracks towards us. This is going to be another uh, Summer Wells or Chris Watts case. It's going to be a giant. It's going to be a giant. So, Adventures with a Purpose. Adventures with Purpose are now currently en route to Northern California to do the special sonar water searches using, uh, you know, where there's little visibility. That's kind of their thing that they specialize in. And they have been approached by law enforcement that have asked if they would come and check the area where the ping of the phone was. All right. Okay, everybody. You guys have a good day. Please, I'm going to say this again. I am not saying that Sammy had anything to do with the demise of this young woman. That is not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the storyline that they've put out there is not working. It is not working. And Sammy, it's never the crime that gets you. It's always the cover up. So whatever the reason is for the narrative, it may not be worth it. It may be better. It's better for Kiely, for sure. Just tell the cops the reality of what happened, and don't just accept. Just find grace, find acceptance, take a deep breath, put the true activity, give it to the cops, lay it all out on the table, and it'll turn out okay. It'll turn out okay. The truth always turns out okay. All right. Okay, y'all. At least it'll be interesting to watch when Adventures with Purpose gets there. That could be a game changer. It could be that she's at the bottom of that 57 to 72 foot lake. That's possible. It is deep enough that with drones, they wouldn't have seen a submerged car. That's how deep it is. So Adventures with Purpose may have that may be there may be answers once they get there. All right, everybody. Lake Tahoe is impossible to search to deep. Are these old volcanic cones? Is that why they're so deep? In the area that I'm from, lakes don't get that deep. But it could be, All right, I will, TCE. Thank you. You have a great day too. I'm sitting here looking at the sun coming up right now. So I gotta get ready and get on the road. All right. Okay, everybody. Y'all have a great day. And listen, if y'all can find out if this is a Facebook post or is it Instagram, like where did this come from? It does not look like a Be Real post. All right. Thank you, Hybrid. You're awesome. I appreciate you. If you have not, look, I am romancing the algorithm, okay? I'm trying desperately to get in bed with the YouTube algorithm. Part of that is hitting a thumbs up. Another part of that is leaving comments under the video. And of course, if you haven't subscribed, I would just be honored if you just hit the little subscribe button. That helps me out with the almighty algorithm. Y'all have a wonderful day, and let's see what Adventures with a Purpose comes up with. I think it should be interesting. All right, y'all have a good day. Bye. Thanks for being here.